Oh, we've got live egg hatching to start the recording.
Oh, what's
God, my phone is fucking
Rough
filthy.
Ruck? Rough Ruck?
Boo.
Ah, of course it is.
Oh, little
Churn it,
Stunfisk.
murder it.
I don't mind Stunfisk, but it being so prevalent in the
only
egg
one.
One
pool has
of
made
the-
me actually hate it.
One of the only shinies I've ever got from an egg was a Stunfisk.
I've got about 7 100 IV Pokemon in Pokemon Go. I've got so few, and Galarian Stunfisk is one of them. What am I doing with that?
Slacking.
What am I doing with that?
Oh my god. Pokemon Go really
Only
moves
one.
you off
Oh,
with that
mate.
shit.
You are
Is everything
slacking.
good?
I'm slacking.
Oh.
Sorry, mate. I play Pokemon Go. I play Pokemon Go for the joy of it. By the way,
Okay.
while I'm in America next week, is there anything that I should be picking up? What's the regionals at the minute? What's the one that you can only get over there?
The Americas. It will be Taurus. Taurus is Americas. I really need a Taurus to complete my original
Have a
one.
Taurus?
No, because you can only get it in America. When the
It
fuck
doesn't
am I?
have a
Look,
Taurus. It doesn't have a Taurus.
we don't all get flown around to the Pokemon offices to
Wasn't there was an event, wasn't there, that kind of brought regionals to everywhere around the world at one point.
Yeah, I might have missed it. Again, I've dipped in and out over the years. Oh, do you know what? I've got 22 100 IVs. I'm doing all right. No Shundo though. Nathan's Road to Shundo, 2024.
Welcome to Secret Rare Pokemon Podcast. You've joined us in media res while we're playing Pokemon Go. Tom's showing off his Taurus. I've got a Taurus. Nathan's got no Taurus, but we are back once again in 2024. How are we doing, folks? Tom, how does it feel to be part of the Taurus crew with me?
Honestly, I don't think there's any better crew to be in. I think if you're not part of the Taurus crew, you're not worth even... You're just not worth it as a person.
Yeah, what are you doing? What are you even playing at? Why do you even have Pokemon Go installed on your phone if you don't have a complete Kanto deck? Speaking of, Nathan, how you doing?
I'm pretty close to suggesting a trip to America for my girlfriend and just being like, oh, whilst we're here, do you want to see if we can grab a Taurus? Maybe, I don't know. Have a look around.
It's not in rotation. Imagine if it never turns up.
Just walk into the ocean. Just never come back.
What's the name of that Donny on YouTube? Is it Trainer Tips? Is that him? The guy who plays Pokemon Go. His real name's Nick or something like that. He's got long black hair and he just flies around the world and he's like, I played Pokemon Go on the British Virgin Islands and all these territories that have a population of 200 people. That's what I'm into. But Pokemon Go is not the subject of this week's show, although I'm sure we'll talk about it later. We'll talk about it later because there is actually there is an event going on, as there always is. Give us more of your money. But this week we are talking our favorite cards from 2023. We're talking about Pokemon Concierge, and we're talking about Pokemon's controversial Fendi collaboration. But first of all, let's get started with our favorite cards from 2023. We are going to give you 5 cards each. We'll go around the table. From 5 to 1, and rank our favorite cards of the year. This, for those not familiar, this includes Crown Zenith, which was the last Sword and Shield expansion, the special set from January, Scarlet and Violet, Paldea Evolved, Obsidian Flames, Pokemon 151, and Paradox Rift. Also included are your promos, so your Van Gogh Pikachu, anything that hit the market in 2023. My first one, these will be included in the video. Like I'll put these in. So if you're a video viewer, hello to Joe Merrick, and you can see what we're talking about. My first card, the Crown Zenith Galarian Gallery Mareep. That is my number 5. Mareep is one of my favorite Pokemon. It's a Pokemon that's well represented in cards. Like you get a lot of you get a lot of Mareep and you get a lot of Flaffy. Ampharos doesn't get a lot of love. But Galarian Gallery number 34.
That's the one that's full of the whole set of pictures, isn't it? It's like 6
yes.
of them.
It's really cute.
It is, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
There is like a Duskull and a Pikachu, and yes, exactly. It is a lovely card. It was significantly easier to get in English than it was in Japanese as well, which is nice.
Really?
I believe in Japanese, that style of card only came in God packs with all of them together. and whatever that
Ooh.
special set was, it was Shiny Star V or whatever that special set was.
Yeah,
I feel like that was the case for that set of like all the same card. But yeah, Mareep is this is a prime example of I could probably go down to Static Games, my local, and get this card for like £1 or £2, but I love it. It was a
Nothing
good
wrong with that.
it was a good kind of portent of the Scarlet and Violet era of so many alt arts, so many really nice art rares that aren't super expensive, and I just love Mareep. Mareep is speaking of, it's part of my Christmas because we're recording this in January 2024. My partner got me some Neo era cards, including a first edition Neo Mareep, if this will show up. It's a bit shiny, but it's a nice little, and it's in ridiculously good condition. People shout out people that actually take good care of their cards and don't just shove them up their arse.
But that's not the best thing to do with them.
Yeah, all those Mr. Mimes you get for 151, just ball them up right up there. Tom, your card number 5.
Sure, go on then. Mine is this one. It's the God of Warrior X from Scarlet and Violet.
Great choice.
I think it is just a beautiful card. Lovely bit of artwork. And also, like, from what I remember, he's, like, really playable.
Yes.
But
that's why it was so expensive for so long.
Like, I pulled... Sometimes we go to, like, Pokemon events, like the EUIC as press, and I literally pulled this in a pack while I was there. Nice. And, like, I love the EUIC. Like, it's such an amazing event, and especially when it was in London this year. So to pull this out of my first I think it might be my first Scarlet and Violet pack. I was well chuffed. So yeah, I like this card. Big fan.
I've either got that or I've got the routes. I've got one or the other, and that line, the routes, the Curly and the Gardevoir, like show a family line as they get older. Amazing. It's really, really nice.
Yeah.
That's a belter of a card coming in at number 5. Nathan, you're number 5.
Yeah. So. Reminder, I'm not as au fait with the cards as you two. I love them. I do play them and stuff, so please forgive me if I call something that's like full art or whatever.
Honestly, I get it wrong.
A lot of these I'm just going to be holding up anyway and be like, I like this one. So number 5 is the Obsidian Flames full art Tyranitar.
Yes.
Oh, I very nice. Like this one. I was very lucky to pull this. I just think it's a really nice art. I love the shine on this one. And Tyranitar is one of my faves. Just really, really chuffed that I managed to grab that one. So that has been one of my fave pulls of the year.
So that's an excellent card. It's also held one of the cards from that set that is held value quite long. Usually, obviously, this era is dominated by trainer cards that hold value and obviously Charizards, but not many non kind of super hyped Pokemon hold value, but it looks like so majestic. It's also got a lot of Staravias in the background. That's another thing they've been doing brilliantly this generation. They are slapping so many cards into the background, so many Pokemon into the backgrounds of cards. That is on my list of pickups that I would love, but I have yet to find it.
The pickup I would like is you, Jordan.
Oh well, you'll have to get in line. You'll have to buy me some Mareep cards, I'm afraid. That's my payment. My number 4, and it's a set I'm sure we'll see a lot of in these lists. It is the Pokemon 151 art rare of Poliwhirl. This card sees little Poliwhirl standing in the rain, looking at himself in the reflection of the puddle.
Oh yeah.
And I don't know why this card just hits. This card just hits so hard to me. It's just like
everybody.
There's a real kind of, so my favorite Disney film Mulan, there's a real when will my reflection show what I am inside like moment with this Poliwhirl card. Also I just think I've always loved Pokemon cards that show like kind of urban environments and like not hyper realistic, but in a way that's kind of like you look at that and you see like, oh, there's lights in the background from cars, there's like bollards and stuff. He's just walking down the street in the rain, and then his attack is Frog Hop, which is always it's just funny. But yes, number 176 from Pokemon 151, which is a set just absolutely full of great art rares. But my number 4 is the Poliwhirl. Tom, your number 4?
My number 4 is this Heracross, which I actually don't know what set it's from.
that's from Paldea Evolved. I think it's the first. I think it's the first art rare in the list.
But like, it's the Japanese one, if that makes any difference. But like, Heracross, for some reason, has become my favorite Pokemon. And
Nice.
it happened during the time I was playing Pokemon Snap, new Pokemon Snap, and Heracross is clung to that tree, and he falls off backwards, and his cute little smiley face. I was like, I got so excited, and that's when I kind of realized, like, oh no, Heracross is my favorite Pokemon. It was sort of a devastation moment, but really, like, he's such a good boy, and the artwork here is genuinely just, it's like the artwork is stepped up a mile. We all know that from these full art cards, like these illustration rares. But this especially, I just think it kind of sits into that world of Pokemon not being the frame of the artwork.
Yeah.
Whereas like he's just sort of stood to the side. It's sort of like the side
the
of walking
door.
down the stairs.
Yeah,
or
that
the
one
slowpoke
too.
sticking out the door. It's kind of those kind of ilk. And I just think he just looks like a right good boy having a right nice time, just stood at the side of the road. And I right like it.
I also love Heracross. So this card in particular was like a meme with me and my girlfriend, where it would always be the one I would ask the guy in my card shop if he had it, because he had tons of Paldea Evolved, but no one was pulling this card. Like, because the art rare pool in Paldea Evolved is massive. There's like 40 art rare cards, and you get like 5 in a booster box, so 5 out of 36 packs. Like, when you start doing the numbers, it just gets difficult. And then finally I was like flicking through his binders, and it was there, and it was only like £4, and I practically ripped it out the thing. Like, I also love Heracross. It was also called, you know how the old kind of PVC plastic figures you would get, they're about that size, kind of, the Pokemon figures. I think it might have been Jax that made them, or Tommy. Oh no, it was Tommy that made them. I had a Heracross one that was just very, very. It featured a lot in my games because it would stand up. It was one of the few figures that would actually stand on its feet, and I was like, okay, Heracross is one of the guys. One of the weirdly, they make Heracross really difficult to catch in a lot of games, and I don't know why. It might be Gen 4 or Gen 3 that there's a guy called John Stone on YouTube who's done videos being like, I catch every Pokemon. So he goes through every series and catches an entire living dex, and it's like, in order to get Heracross, you have a 1% chance on a Saturday. You have to soft reset over and over and over again. It's like, poor lad. But yes, that is a great choice. That almost made my list, but not quite. Nathan, you're number 4.
This is a card that I pulled, and this is the magical thing that I think a lot of Pokemon cards do. Is it can be a Pokemon that you don't really know you like until you see some artwork or you see something that shows some character. And for me, it was the full art Veluza.
Nice. That's a great card. A recent one as well. That's Paradox Rift, I believe.
It is indeed. It's absolutely fantastic. It's a gorgeous card. This Pokemon is a pain in the ass in Scarlet and Violet. And this just made me be like, oh, I think I love it, actually. Just I really, really fantastic artwork, really impressive, and just I really love it. I think
that's very much heavy lifting.
Like, the Pokemon cards can do a lot for contextualizing the Pokemon, and this has always been the case. Like, you think about Jungle Cubone and stuff like that. Like, that is such an iconic image of Cubone, especially for Pokemon that people aren't super familiar with, because it's a new generation, and because you only see, like, obviously Veluza hasn't had some legendary anime arc that you remember. You can't imitate Veluza's voice. Like, you just know if when you're in the water, you're just getting completely rapidly chased through the water by Veluza. And yeah, I think that's a great choice. Also, are we Starmie in there?
On that, weirdly enough, I think Scarlet and Violet suffers from that the most as well, because whereas in the original games you'd only see them in battle, in Scarlet and Violet you see them just sort of any Pokemon just small and about in the world. You're like, it looks a bit naff. I don't want to go near that. So you kind of feel a bit more not when to go near it. So when you do see a card like, what's the one that's a tumbleweed? I've completely blanked on its name.
Bramblegast.
Yeah, like, I didn't want to go anywhere near that. It looked naff. I couldn't be arsed with it. And I saw cards with it, the artwork, cards of that. I'm like, oh, I understand this Pokemon now. It's like, it contextualizes them in a way that the games struggle to at times.
Yeah, and that's completely reversed for how it used to be when they were just like the tiny wee sprites, and you'd only see them in like full art or like expanded artwork through cards or through the anime or whatever. So yeah, I totally agree. There's also a problem in Scarlet and Violet that I suppose it's more of a gameplay thing, where the Pokemon, it has to be kind of readable where the Pokemon are. They diverge from this somewhat when Applins in a tree and you can catch it from the tree. That's great. That, like, there needs to be more stuff like that where the Pokemon is kind of doing its thing, It's not just standing there like, hello, come and catch me.
Yeah.
Like little earthworm popping out of the soil and stuff as well.
Exactly.
Love that.
But I think that's a great choice. Paradox Rift, underrated set. I bet you that's a set that really explode. That and Obsidian Flames have sold fairly badly because of 151. But I imagine both those sets, particularly Obsidian Flames, because it has 4 Charizards in it, will be one of these sets that in 10 years it's like Aquapolis and sets like this where it was a short print run, it's difficult to get. So if you're one of those saddos that's into investing, get 50 booster boxes. And send me one for the tip. My number 3, and this pick is more about the fact that I finally pulled it and less about the art, though the art is still good, and she's still my favourite gym leader from Scarlet and Violet. This is Special Art Rare Iono from Paldea Evolved, 269, the Queen of the Waifus from 2023. A stupidly expensive card. You can. I mean, I say you can understand why. You can understand why people were into it because the art is brilliant. Like she's got like her little desserts that are all Pokemon themed and stuff like that. But the joy for me was when I think I told this on the show before, but when the Van Gogh Pikachu's came onto the Pokemon Center, I ordered a booster bundle of Paldea Evolved, and the only pull I got out of that booster bundle was Iono. Not only that, I was sitting with my girlfriend fucking depressed at the fact that I was on my last pack and had nothing, and I went, watch me pull the Iono, and did it. I was running about like Alan Shearer. I had my hand in the air. I was so excited. So that's my number 3. Tom, what's your view on waifus generally this year? Do you think the trend's dying? Because like Parasol Lady didn't make this big splash. All the prices have seemed to come down.
I'm not gonna lie, mate. I don't really pay too much attention to waifu cards. They're not really on my hit list. I'm very much a Pokemon fan. Like, I'm here for the actual Pokemon.
We like Pokemon. We don't like lassies. Get out of here.
No girls.
No girls allowed.
Yeah, the when you go to like trade shows and stuff like that, and you see people with their big cases full of PSA 10 waifu cards for like thousands of pounds, it's like this is a false market. This doesn't actually exist.
Oh, yeah.
No one's buying these. No one.
But they are in Japan. That's the issue, isn't it? Because like sets were selling out in Japan just because they had like Iono in there, or who was it in 151?
Erica.
Yeah,
I got
Erica
that one as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I pulled that as well in the English version, and I was like, yes, and then it was worth like £2. I'm like, you know what? It's a nice card. In Japan, it's worth like £5,000 because of the woman's face on it.
Yeah,
it's wild.
Women's faces are illegal in Japan. Tom, your third card.
All right, this is where I enter my asshole era of top 3 cards. So my number 3 is the Charizard from 151. Like, legitimately, not just to see your face. And do you know what? I'm only holding one of them because I did pull 2.
Yeah,
I'm only holding one of them to be nice.
Yeah,
good for you.
It's a lovely artwork, and to be honest, when I pulled the second one, which is this one, I did it in that video where I did the unboxing. I had the best unboxing experience of my entire life. So it holds like a special place in my heart just because that entire experience of unboxing that Ultra Premium collection and getting all those bangers was just fantastic. And like the views got like 100,000 views and stuff, and I'm like, yeah,
nice,
happy days, you know. Like, so yeah, love this card.
How much do you want for your other one? I'll tell you video game secrets if you want. I'll give you secret video game news.
Which Xbox game is it actually coming to Switch? Is it Hi-Fi Rush?
I think so, to be honest. That and Sea of Thieves.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Sea of Thieves today. I saw it on the internet.
Yeah, and the internet is only the truth. Nathan, your third card.
Okay, I'm gonna have to do some organising because I've got a couple I want to talk about, and there is one that I don't have that I want to talk about. But this boy needs to be mentioned, and there is the Full Art Fuecoco.
Yeah,
excellent card.
Lovely boy.
Fuecoco is my favourite starter from Scarlet and Violet by a country mile. I just think he's a really good addition. He's on all fours. He's actually like not he's not bipedal like so many horrible starters. Like, mate, when Sobble got on 2 legs, everything went wrong. Like, I hate all these starters that turn into like gangly Slenderman things. My boy Fuecoco, yeah, I love this artwork. Really solid card. I want this as like a poster. It's one of my favorite like just artworks in ages.
That is there was something I was thinking about. We do as a topic eventually, like recommendations for what the Pokemon Company could be doing, and that is one of mine. Like higher, like large art prints of the art from cards, sell it on the Pokemon Center. Like it would go.
Yeah, I know we get like the promo big cards, which are cute, but sell the art, of like full art cards, please.
Because the files that they have to make that art are ginormous and would scale. Like they're extremely high quality files. So
they always tend to post like on socials the textless versions, don't they? Kind of high res, and they always look great, but they always still leave the barriers around and stuff where text would go. It's like there's such a waste opportunity. It's like, really, sell it. I'll buy it.
They've got all that stuff. Like they absolutely do. Like not as flexing again, but in the Pokemon Company, they have that custom made sheet that isn't. It's not based on any real sets because it mixes up like 50 different sets. It's like
it's like 3 sheets comes a wall, isn't it?
Yeah, it's in Pokedex order, so it's all different. So they can custom make that stuff. There's no reason why they can't do it. Speaking of, why can't they sell sheets as a poster? Like you could sell it. You could sell it in such a way that.
Imagine if they did that. Like people would just slice them up and pretend that they're cards.
There's no way you're doing it as well.
Here's the thing, though. You do it so that the actual cards aren't actual size. They're like slightly too big or slightly too small, so people can't do that.
You put it on eBay. You cut it well enough. It's still gonna look. It's still gonna. I agree with you. Like
I don't care about those people. I don't care about those people. If you fall for that, that's your own fault. I just don't care. Also, it's like just one thing before we move on from Fuecoco. This was also almost on my list because Fuecoco is the reason that I've decided to collect like full sets this generation, because I was opening loads of Paldea Evolved, not getting much, and I pulled that Fuecoco when it was like a 25 quid card, and I was like, oh well, I might as well start. Like 300 quid later. What's your next one, Nathan?
Is it me again? I just did Fuecoco.
Oh, I thought you said you had a couple for this entry.
Oh no. Okay. I was talking about arranging the order of the final ones in my head.
Okay. Right, my number 2. And this is this has a caveat because it has a special shout out to 2 cards that we don't have yet, but I imagine we'll get this year. The Obsidian Flames Elite Trainer Box promo Charmander is my number 2. He's standing at the window. He's got his wee head pressed up against the window, trying to intimidate a Pidgey. A brilliant card for a massively popular Pokemon that you can get in. There we go. That you can get in like a standard consumer product. I thought I
should have brought that ETB.
That was brought it or bought it.
Bought it. I should have bought that ETB. I just didn't.
It's like 30 quid. You can get that ETB so cheap. Like
I mean the Pokemon Center one.
Well, yeah. But yes, I think that's a great card, and also there is a Bulbasaur and Squirtle equivalent that were released in Japan at the back end of last year in a pack with 3 decks. I imagine that they'll become art rares in what's our next set called? Tempura Forces. Temporal Forces, yeah.
Tempura Forces, yeah.
Yeah, I imagine they become art rares in there, or they do a box set where it is like it's the standard EX from 151 of the 3 Kanto Final Evolutions, and they put those 3 in there, just reprint the Obsidian Flames one, whatever. But yes, really nice. And Pidgey's looking cunty. He's just standing there, not bothered with the fact that there's a Charmander there, and
Pidgey always looks.
Yeah, it makes me laugh. Pidgey, super underrated Pokemon in my opinion. Funny wee lad. You're number 2, Tom.
To be fair, speaking of Pidgey, it's not my number 2, but it was almost my number 4. Was that Pidgey?
That is a good one. Yeah.
That 3 Pidgey up that entire line is so good.
Like I bought these 2 cards at the exact same time, so they kind of live back to back in the same.
Nice.
So they always kind of in my mind. I'm like, which one's it gonna be?
Are you not a binder man? You not got a Voltec? You not a Volt Pro or Voltex, whatever it is? Use the code Jordan's Bald Head for 5% off.
The cards that I like, I keep in anything that I think's relatively rare. I keep in this tin in semi-rigids.
Okay.
Away from my binders, just so binders can get damaged, whereas this tin feels pretty like. Also, it's this tin as well.
Was that for Detective
Nice.
Pikachu?
That's got me semi-rigid.
I was also gonna make an erection joke, but is that from the Mewtwo Strikes Back film?
It's from
the Armor Mewtwo.
the movie.
Yeah.
And it came with it came with 3 promos in it, which were the Pikachu from the movie, and it came with a full armored Mewtwo. So yeah, it was that. It was that tin, and like there's a point where the armored Mewtwo was going ridiculous price online, and that was wild, given it was just in a tin that anyone could buy. My next card, this is when I become even more arsehole, and I'm really sorry.
Of course. Right, explain to the children what you have in your hand.
This is the Yokohama Pikachu World Championships card from the Pikachu Yokohama deck, which is this deck.
Yep.
Nice, yeah, lovely.
Yeah, this, as you can tell, I tore into that fucker. I broke into that bad boy. Did not hold its integrity. Like, I don't care. I wanted the card. But yeah, it's I think it's the first time that a Pokemon World Championships event they've actually sold a product with the Pokemon stamp, with the World Championship stamp. Normally, it's reserved for the promo that staff and competitors get, which is the I forgot what it's called now. I think something Paradise this year, where
Paradise Resort.
Paradise Resort, and you get a version in every single language, so everyone kind of can have one that suits where they come from.
Yeah,
and everyone gets all, and they sell for thousands. You get one with staff on it; it sells for millions, not millions. So the opportunity to go to the Pokemon Center and actually get a promo card with that World Championship stamp is a huge deal. It was a huge, huge deal.
Definitely.
And I'm not gonna lie, a lot of people bought them. A lot of them were made. This is not a rare card. It's just a weirdly expensive card because you could only get it there. But the holographic pattern is something else. Like, I posted it on my Instagram story somewhere, and I'll post it again somewhere at some point just to kind of show it off. It genuinely, like, the holographic patterns in Japanese cards are 1,000 times better than English. And when they have a special card and they put the effort into it as well, it's just like, what the hell? What is this?
I agree. And also, so for Taiwan and maybe, I think it's Chinese Simplified, those cards are also made in Japan with the same sheets as the Japanese cards. And I got so as part of my girlfriend's Christmas, I got her like 15 booster packs, and they were all different languages. So she was like pulling through them. And out of the Taiwanese tag team set, she pulled the alternate art Reshiram Charizard. And we were looking at it, and I was like, it's so nice. Like the kind of, it looks like they do like 5 more layers of different sparkle and stuff like that. Whereas English is it's still sparkly, but it's quite flat. Like look at the special art rares from Japanese 151 compared to ours. Like ours are still nice, but the Japanese ones are.
It's like the Mew that we got as a promo. In the Japanese version, it looks like the sunsets the way you kind of do it. Like, it may still happen a little bit in English, but nowhere near as much from what I can tell.
It's like the Blastoise from 151. It's like a bubble if you move it in Japanese, whereas it's just kind of a circle in ours. But enough complaining. I think that's a good choice. I want that card. I want that card desperately. But alas, I already got you to ferry me in $1 million worth of things for Japan, so I couldn't ask you for any more. Nathan, number 2.
Okay. I've got number 2, but also comes with a couple of honourable mentions because my number 1 is a card that I don't have. So it's okay.
Me too, brother. Don't worry.
Honourable mentions to this Tinkertani X.
Nice.
Just love this card. Yep. Fantastic. It's gorgeous. Just very colourful. This Full Art Gloom from 151. Fantastic card. Love this bad boy.
Agreed.
The best card I've pulled this year, and one of my favourite cards I've pulled this year. Yeah, the best card I've actually pulled this year, and one of my favourite cards, and this is super basic. I'm being very careful.
Not too basic.
Oh,
is the Obsidian Flames Charizard.
That's a fun. People have gaslit you online to tell you that's a basic card. That's a cracker of a card. That's a wonderful card.
What a boy! I know I'm a sucker for a Charizard, and I think I like the artwork of the 151 Full Art more, but something about this is just like, he looks really beastly and dangerous.
It looks special. It looks like it means something. It looks commemorative, whereas the 151 looks like a really nice piece of art.
I know gold one's technically rarer, but I don't have that one, so I don't care.
Is the gold one rarer?
I
don't know. I can't remember. Or it was more expensive at one point or something.
I think so. That's that one you've got is the lowest pull rate. I've got all of Obsidian Flames apart from that card, and it's been 99% just straight pulled. Like I was pulling the Obsidian Flames out my asshole, but that card has evaded me. It's such a nice one though.
Oh,
I bet that was cheap.
The Obsidian Flames? It was actually. I mean,
well, no, because when I get Obsidian Flames, I buy it from the shop, but you can just buy it from your asshole.
Yeah, well, they're not PSA 10 when they come out of there, unfortunately. A 9 at the very most. Okay. My number one card. I mean, there's no point building it up because someone on this call just has 2 of them sitting around. My number one card. It's my chase of the year. It's 151 Charizard EX. I've pulled everything from 151 that you would want. Apart from it, I've got your Gold Mew, got both your Ericas, got both your Giovannis. It's not a problem. Technically, my girlfriend pulled the Blastoise, but I bought the pack, so I'm counting that. I pulled the Venusaur. It's just the Charizard that's left for me. I think it's funny that he's got a wee fat belly and he's like holding his stomach as he flies. Very adorable. Charizard's a very funny character. But yeah, it's a topper. The starters all art whole line, all 9 of those all art cards are fantastic. They did it so well. And I can only pray they do something similar for Johto down the line. But yes, Charizard's my number one.
I love the way you describe Charizard like a bloke down the pub. Like, he's holding his belly. He's just a funny character.
Yeah. It does look like a bloke down the pub. It's just like... It's like he's...
Charizard.
He's like Mr. Incredible. He's got like this big bulk to him. He's like trying to reclaim his past glory, just floating away. You compare that to the Diamond Charizard from Obsidian Flames when he looks like a Dark Souls boss. Like it's great. Tom, you're number one.
Sure. My number one is this card, and honest, it actually means so much to me. Like, it's really hard to kind of put into words how much it means to me. But it's the Rainbow Red Brandon. It's not. I'm taking the piss. It's not that.
I was going to be like, did he have someone in his family called Brandon that like got him into Pokemon or something like that? I was like, have I missed this part of the lore?
No, it's just a card that was on my desk. But no, it's the Giratina V-Star.
Nice. Now we're talking.
Yeah, and like, I mean, I will say, like, obviously, beautiful card, stunning piece of artwork. The rarest card to pull in that set, I think, or at least it's the most expensive. But like, that's not why I like it. Like, I pulled this card. It's like I generally needed to pull this card because the day before it was the second worst day of 2021, and I went into work and I just needed someone to cheer me up. And I bought like a Crown Zenith box, and when I opened it, it was like the last card I opened, and I was like, holy shit. I didn't even realize it was the rarest one. I just knew I'd pulled something good, and that's really rare. And I was like, it meant a lot to me. And as much as I kind of have it associated with a really, really, really shit time, it really cheered me up and put me in a better place than I was in. So weird how one Pokemon card can do that. But yeah.
Especially a Pokemon card that depicts like a world-eating behemoth demon, that. I love the modern Giratina cards are just like, let's draw something in the background that looks like demonic. It could be in like a book. What's the Donnie that did Cthulhu? What's his name again? Lovecraft. That's him. It's like this Lovecraftian background with like a Giratina like floating through it. But yeah, those gold cards are. I hope they. So those gold cards are cool because they look very distinct. Like how many? Is it 4 of them they did? Is it Palkia, Dialga, Giratina, and Arceus all got them?
It's the origin forms of Palkia and Dialga. Is it the origin forms of Palkia and Dialga as well? Or is it just the normal forms?
I can't remember, but I know the 4 of them form like a big kind of...
Yeah, because Arceus is on top, Dialga's going that way, Palkia's going that way.
Yeah.
And whichever way I say it doesn't matter because the camera flips it, so whichever way is right.
It's like that statue in Diamond and Pearl, which either way you look at it looks like Dialga and Palkia. But yeah, that's a very cool art set. That's another like put that together, fill in the blanks, sell it as a poster. Come on, Pokemon. Yeah. You know how to reach me. Get me in that merch department right now. I can be paid them booster boxes. Nathan, your number one card of 2023.
It's something of an ongoing joke how bad my Pokemon 151 pulls have been. And the reason it's more upsetting is because 151 has been the home of my chase card that I've been excited for all year. And it is the full art Zapdos EX with the Galarian Birds.
Yeah.
I want that card so bad.
Yeah.
It's incredible artwork. I love the Galarian Birds. I said to myself, I'll buy 151 until I get that. And I had such bad pulls, I was like, I'm out. And then, like, last week, I was like, I'll buy a couple of boosters. Who knows? And I got nilch, nada, nil pois, absolute bugger all. And I'm so done with 151. I'm so sorry. And also, I'm at this point, I'm also not just buying the card. No, pull it or nothing.
Isn't it like £30?
It's one of the higher priced 151s.
Yeah.
Although considering the way you have to buy 151 and like expensive products, that's like
It's
three
probably-
tens.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe.
It's probably just worth buying it at this rate.
Yeah, I do really like the Japanese version as well. Like, I know,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I always feel like buying's cheating though, because you never feel you don't open the packet when it comes to the post and be like, oh, I wonder what's in it. I hope it's got the card inside.
My rule is generally if I've already broke the seal of getting a big pull from that set, I don't try and test my luck. Like I've got the Iono, so I'll fill in Paldea Evolved with not much problem. But yeah,
that's fair.
And also like the Charizard is still £100 roughly from 151, so it's like, will I buy 300 quid's worth of 151 product before I actually break and get the Charizard? Sure. What it was going to be a special mention for me, but I got the Pokemon 151 Dragonair all art in a tin the other day. So I was lying when I said those tins of the last 151. I have bought one since, because they're starting to dry up in retail. So I saw one, and you know that shop I go into, Pound Basket, that has like the vape shop inside it. They had a 151 tin, and I bought that, and I had Dragonair, which is a very, very nice card. Oh, Tom is destroying his desk.
Just
Absolutely
chucking
wrecking the
Pokemon
shop.
cards everywhere.
Terrible. Well, that was good.
I love the fact that none of us mentioned it got a passive mention, but none of us mentioned the Grey Felt Hat Pikachu, who I was like, nah.
Okay, it's a good card, but there's been better this year.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm not actually that fussed about it.
Yeah.
Look, very few trainer cards as well.
Hey,
Yeah,
Brandon.
Yeah, Brandon, of course.
yeah.
Never forget.
I do also have the sexy Rika card, which is a very nice one.
That hair.
Get that in a sleeve. What you playing at, boy?
Yeah, they were. I got them out of the binder for this.
Do you not sleeve them before they go in the bag? Jesus God.
You got to sleeve and bind.
Sleeve and bind. Do
There's
you use
nothing wrong with
two
it.
condoms?
Sometimes.
I use none. But I'm not wasting my money on that shit, because I'm buying sleeves for the binder, mate.
He uses sleeves as a condom.
I was going to say,
Exactly.
you never know.
PSA 10.
Beckett 9.
I told her it was a PSA 7, but it's closer to a PSA 4. Anyway, topic number 2 this week.
Oh my god.
Oh, just slide into the wholesome and uplifting and life-affirming Pokemon Concierge, which is now on Netflix. I have a confession, because I'm true to my word. I have yet to watch it because my girlfriend has not had the time. So I cede the floor to you boys to tell me all about it. Nathan, kick us off. What is the situation with Pokemon Concierge?
I think it's one of the most significant pieces of Pokemon media ever made. I think it's beautiful in every single frame. I think the love, care, and attention poured into it is almost unbelievable. And I would make anybody, Pokemon fan or not, watch it. I am so in love with it. its biggest crime is that there is just nowhere near enough of it. But also it took them years to make 120 minutes, like if that. I tell you what, I love it so much, but also now I want a Pokemon Concierge game. I want this sort of animation to bookend some of the games. Like, why are we not doing cutscene? I don't know. I'm obsessed. It's amazing. I would die for Pokemon Concierge Psyduck, and I think Haru's a great protagonist. I'm so in love with it. I'm so in love with it. I'm really, really impressed. I had high expectations, and they were blown away. I think it's fantastic. I can't say enough good things about it.
Damn.
Good stuff. Tom, you think it's shite?
I didn't expect it. Honestly, it's the worst piece of Pokemon media I've ever seen. Like,
it's down there with Pokemon Trozy.
Yeah. No, it's honestly, I went in with low expectations because I just thought, oh, it's just going to be. I know I'm a 32-year-old man, and I'm going to say it. I thought it was just going to be a kid's show. And I think that's a fair assessment. It's not a judgmental call, and it's fair, but it's not. Like, it is. It's still a kid's show, but like even our protagonist is dealing with, if you look deep into it, some serious, probably got mental health issues. She really struggles. Yep. So does Psyduck. There's some actual genuine depth to these characters that you would care about. But then in between that, you have some of the most gorgeous Pokemon models you've ever seen in your life. Like the fur on the Dragonite, and everything is just so tactile, and you feel like you can touch it, and it feels it's like anime Wallace and Gromit is the best way to kind of way to put it. It's stop motion, so it kind of feels that weird voice. It's not Aardman because it's clearly Japanese, but I don't know. Like even the English cast put in a bloody good effort in the VO.
Indeed,
which
they
was
do.
genuinely surprising. Like I haven't gone back and listened to it in Japanese yet because it's it's her. Is it her from The Boys? I've completely forgot her name.
Karen. Yes, I know exactly. I know exactly who you mean. Yeah,
and she's fantastic. So hearing her do that in a Pokemon thing was like two of my favorite IPs, and a fantastic actress in a Pokemon role was just a perfect combination. Yeah, I have a lot of time for it, and I completely agree. I wish there was more.
So how much is there? 5 episodes? 6 episodes?
4 episodes.
4?
Yeah. Karen Fukuhara is the girl from The Boys, and yeah, she's amazing. Yeah, literally only 4 episodes.
The ending, I will say now, this isn't a spoiler because it's hard to spoil the show. Really, there's no huge arcs or anything. You don't come to the end and go, "Oh my god, I wonder what's going to happen next season." But it teases something at the end where it's like, I wonder who this next guest is going to be. And my absolute Marvel-riddled brain was like, if Ash walks out now with Pikachu, oh my god, in like stop-motion form, that's going to be amazing. And then it's just Wailord.
That's
so much better.
It's really funny.
Yeah, it's done so well, but it's like, I wish I hadn't just got stupid Marvel brain.
And it's obviously like it's an absolutely like unit of a model they've made for Wailord, and like that makes it much more comedic because you're like, they've made that.
Yeah, but that's going to be sitting in a garage underneath the Pokemon Company for the next 200 years.
I will say as well, that moment comes after a really, really strong emotional beat. I was just like, it'll be super lovely to have on the end of the 4th episode. I was welling up, like I was properly like, what is going on? It's so good.
Man. That final episode, like, again, a lot of it is genuinely relatable content in a way that I don't think the Pokemon anime has sort of reached. I know Liko kind of gauges down that line a little bit.
Yeah, Liko definitely has like anxiety or something. Yeah, but this is much more explicit.
Yeah, and I think it's really nice to have that in some Pokemon media in this form. Big fan.
I will also. I'm going to start for 2024 a recurring segment called Trubbish Minute, which is to celebrate our Lord and Savior Trubbish. It's one of the best Pokemon in the world. It's my girlfriend's favorite Pokemon for some reason.
It's my card dealer's favorite Pokemon as well.
I absolutely love him. And we decided to put on Pokemon Concierge, chill out, and I was like, it's going to have about 7 Pokemon in it. Don't get your hopes up. Like, it's going to be like Dragonite, whatever. The 4th episode, at one point, for no reason at all, Trubbish just suddenly appears on the screen, and I grabbed my girlfriend like I'd actually seen Santa Claus and was shaking her like, "No, you've got to see this!" And she screamed. It was an incredible moment. We were like, the next day we were like, "I can't believe Trubbish was in it. I can't believe it!" Like, and that was Trubbish Minute for this week.
Trubbish Minute.
What an absolute Trubbish minute that were.
Yeah. So.
Yeah,
that's
it
not
wasn't.
fair.
I loved it.
I liked it, Nathan. I'm here for it.
I did enjoy it at the start where it kind of was explains why she goes to the island, and they had to sort of like tone down real adult problems. So it's like her real like obviously she gets broken up through text or something like that, and it's like, oh, that's not good, and something else happens. But the real cutting thing is she steps in gum twice.
Yeah.
Oh,
Just
mate,
like,
it's enough to send you off to an island, isn't it?
you've got to wonder what that was meant to be if it was an adult thing. Like, what's the turning point that would have sent you to that island?
Heroin
She got
addiction.
made redundant by, I don't know, a gaming company.
She definitely worked in games.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
We're not laughing at that, really.
Well,
Yeah. Well,
some
laughing
of us
through the
aren't,
tears,
Tom.
You know what I mean? But yeah, are you gonna try and watch it soon, Jordan? Is it on the docket for the weekend?
Well, considering I'll be in Texas over the weekend,
yeah.
I'm going to try and I'll try and fit it in Wednesday night, hopefully.
Where are you flying from?
I'm going Glasgow, London to Dallas.
You flying to London?
Yes, I am.
That's not too bad then. Except apparently they're getting snow.
Yeah, I saw that, but it's fine. Heathrow's protected. That's the main thing. More importantly,
Snowing
in Bristol.
Right?
Yeah, it's good. It's currently snowing, is it?
Yeah, in Bristol it is. Yeah, a lot of
Look, we've just had the rubbish minute. We don't need to hear anything but Bristol. The main thing is I have checked, and quite near my hotel in Texas there is a card shop, so I may wander down there, see what the vibes are. One of those things where you go shopping in America and you're like, oh, it's quite a good wee deal, and then you get charged £1 million in tax, and it's like, I'm glad you don't have healthcare. But yes, Pokemon Concierge looks lovely. We have a little bit of news this week before we go. Via
Podcast took a turn.
Yeah, this has been an off the rails episode.
This is the direction that all of my podcast products end up going. I get too comfortable and just start talking. This is what the ashless chaps want to hear. They want to hear us berate our American cousins. Quick news roundup. This is from Joe at Celebi. He points out that Pokemon TV is set to sunset. I know, I've never heard of them. A small up-and-coming website. Pokemon TV is shutting down on March 28th. You can no longer download the app, which I wonder... So do you think they're a new streaming service, or have they sold the rights to all of it to one of the big streaming services? Nathan, what's your take on this? Because Pokemon TV's I thought it was helpful, because a lot of the streaming rights to Pokemon are all over the place at the minute.
Yeah, it was definitely good to consolidate it, and also it was kind of good for parents to have an app on devices for younger kids that they knew they couldn't access anything else.
Yeah.
So obviously it'll be nice if it all comes to Netflix or Disney Plus, but there was a real genuine reason for Pokemon TV that was quite a good one. So yeah, I'm not quite sure what is going to happen. Considering like here in the UK, we've got it on BBC iPlayer and stuff as well. Like those streamer rights are all over the place. I would quite like the idea of Pokemon TV to bring it all together, but I don't know. Maybe it's like a Doctor Who thing. Maybe it has just all been sold off to Disney Plus, and we'll see it in a month's time or whatever. Or maybe there's a new app. But I'm just kind of gutted to see this gone for parents who used it.
Yeah, I could also maybe see it being one of those like Amazon TV channels you buy on top of Prime for like £2 a month or something like that to get access to all of it. Because Amazon has some, like we made a joke about it before, it has like season 4 and season 12 and just completely random episodes. But yeah, Tom, were you surprised to see this go?
Not really. Like, I guess for me, to be honest, I hadn't even thought about the parent side of it. So for me, it just kind of seemed like it's probably a very dated app that needs to die at some point anyway, because it hasn't been updated for a while. It may have run its course. So maybe it is down to potentially the fact they are making a new one. But more than likely, I think 100% it comes down to licensing. I reckon it's holding them back from putting it in places Like they may have deals in place where this season can go on this platform, but it can't go anywhere else until 3 months down the line. But they've already got it on the app. It's just probably down to that kind of stuff. Like it's wild how you look at it now on iPlayer. There's still only 6 or 5 episodes. Or is it 5? It's 5 episodes of Horizon. Like that's it. Like they've not released any more weekly, and it's also not aired in America yet. So it's just a weird situation that's going on with it. Maybe it's all sort of tied down to that. Licensing's a horrific thing. So.
Yeah. I don't normally champion more streaming services. Like when you go on Amazon and they're like, "Do you want Paramount?" I'm like, "No, I've come on Amazon." They're like, "You want Paramount though, don't you?" And I'm like, "No,
you can watch Halo."
Amazon. Yeah, yeah. And to be fair, there was a lot of Star Trek on Paramount as well. But if there was a cheap Pokemon streaming service, and it literally meant all of it was there, and maybe there was like, Crunchyroll, like Japanese simulcasts with subs and stuff, I'd pay for that. I'd be really happy with that. Or Crunchyroll.
I'd pay a $5 a month for that quite happily. I would waste so much more than that a month. I would stick a $5 just to have like the complete library. Maybe excluding Horizons, because I bet BBC has that locked up. But like everything, the whole Ash era, like that's a decent offer.
You can watch 40 episodes of it right now on Netflix, and then no more.
Yeah. Also, the amount of people that the amount of people that just sell the 7 Seas to watch it in Japan the second it comes out anyway. Like, just make that easier and make your money.
It's not even like these days. It's not even selling the 7 Seas. You basically trip onto a link on Twitter. Like it's so like John down the street has a Fire Stick that's probably watching the new episodes of Horizon in Japan like the morning they come up. Like media companies like that really need to catch up and like wise up to what's actually going on, because it's not hackers with our LimeWire anymore. Like everyone, it's a tangent that's not super applicable to this show, but. Like the world of professional sports and Premier League football, like you can't watch any 3 o'clock games in the UK, but everyone does it anyway because everyone has a Fire Stick that just gets an American feed and is watching the football anyway. Like you have to adapt or you will die. Speaking of dying, lots of animals have died to make this new Fendi Pokemon collaboration. This is the next in the line of the Fragment, which I believe you pronounce Fragment, collaboration with Pokemon and is this Rihanna's brand? Sorry, not to sound like an absolute boomer, but is Fendi Rihanna's brand? I'm pretty sure it is.
No idea.
No, I don't.
I think
I think Fendi are just a separate high fashion thing. I'm not sure.
Fenty is Rihanna's brand.
Yeah.
Fenty and Fendi. Those might as well be the same word to an old man who's losing his hearing like I am. But yes, Fendi has new Dragonite themed merch. It is a really boring clip art t-shirt, some bags, some hats, and a leather plush of Dragonite that they were selling in the store, which is made of like calf hoofs. And
I've got it here. 100% lamb leather, 100% calf leather, 100% silk, 100% brass, and 100% polyester.
How can it be 100% 5 different things?
It means the fibers used for it are not mixed with synthetic fibers.
Okay, right, that makes more sense. Yeah. It's like, what is there? Is there an entire brass Dragonite inside it as well that they've just layered over?
It's ridiculous. And also, I will say, some of it I do really like. Like, there's Dragonite earrings. This is all to celebrate the Year of the Dragon and the Chinese Zodiac. So, like, it's a really nice idea. That fucking pigskin Dragonite made of several different animals crammed into one sort of chimera. That is actually like howling. That's awful for a franchise that's all about so celebrate your little animal pals. Like, what are we doing?
we have slaughtered your first partner Pokemon and we have sewn it together.
Yeah, they should be like 100% married.
No, that's what it says. It's like it's a Marip or a Wooloo.
Yeah.
Or a
Wooloo.
Wooloo. But no, yeah, it's just like, it's not even the adult versions, which is still horrific. It's literally murdered children, animal children. Which fair, when you eat the food, I guess I'm not vegetarian, so it's hard to make this judgment call myself. But still, for a Pokemon brand to sort of sell it for 1,650 made of dead animals just seems a bit
mate.
off-brand.
The Dragonite
right?
pajamas are fire, though. I will say the full set of pajamas.
I love how quick we go. You know what? Fuck the dead animals. Then pajamas. Yeah.
I mean, it's the other thing we're not saying is like the pajama top is 1.4 thousand pounds. Like it's silly money.
1,400. The bags 2,100.
And this isn't even dollars. This is pounds. This is pounds.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god.
No thanks.
There's just a brown fabric bag for 1,800. Tell you what, though, I did get the Fendi hoodie in Pokemon Go. That avatar item. Got that straight on. I'm balling.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, we've had the Trubbish minute. Give us the Pokemon Go minute. What's happening? I hear you can get a new form of Lycanroc.
Yes,
don't
can.
ruin his moment.
No. It's all right. It's all right. So a Pokemon Go minute for this week. We've just seen, off the back of the New Year's Eve event, the introduction of the Illustrious Odyssey event, which introduces Dusk Form Lycanroc. You might think, if you own a Rockruff, especially a shiny one or a 100 IV one, I guess I just evolve it at dusk and it becomes a Dusk Form Lycanroc. Think again. You need a new Rockruff that is only now available as part of this event. You have to take part in raids or hatch 7-kilometer eggs, and you have a chance to get a Rockruff that might evolve into this new Dusk Form Lycanroc. So all of your 100 IV shiny Rockruffs, no, they don't matter. They don't count. Fans are fuming, as well they should be. I'm really disappointed in this. And also,
that's like every week with Pokemon Go. Every week with Pokemon Go.
That's another Niantic moment.
It's ever since the changes to remote raids and the increase in remote raid passes in price, they have done everything they can. Not everything they can. I know some people that Niantic, they're very lovely. It feels like fans are being nickel and dimed, and we're also getting lots more paid timed research. So not the paid research that lasts 2 years and you get a shame in when you finally manage to take a photo of Landorus or whatever it is. It's like pay £2 and you've got a week to finish these tasks sort of stuff. So like you could literally pay the money and not get the rewards. It's a shame, which also is a bit sad because there was a lot of cool stuff over the holidays. There was a nice little Psyduck with a Christmas outfit, and I got a shiny. It was great. And also, if you are into PvP, keep an eye out next week and the following weeks because Thundurus, Landorus, and the third one,
Tornadus,
thank you, are coming to Pokemon Go raids, and they're very good for PvP, or at the very least, they're very good for sending into Pokemon Home. This is the Therian forms, that's the animal ones, so keep an eye out on those, and I can't remember what the Mega ones are, but yeah, it's just a bit annoying. I hope there's some more cool stuff coming up, that the Illustrious Odyssey event goes all over this weekend. Oh, actually, this weekend as well is Hisuian Typhlosion Raid Day, which is fun, but again, I think most people who want a Hisuian Typhlosion have got one from Arceus. Yeah. So I don't know. Mixed week, cool stuff. Not impressed with the Rockruff, Rockruff, that's hard to say. Those two, not impressed with that rollout.
What a load of old shit. I want to love Pokemon Go so dearly. I play it all the time, but I'm just like there's nothing here for me now. It just doesn't do it. I would like them to start.
Once you complete the Kanto Pokédex, there's nothing left to do.
I mean, I've summited that mountain now.
I keep up with it for work. I do enjoy it, and I do also. It's really good for farming for your shiny living decks. Mine's been filled out pretty well by Pokemon Go, and I know some people are like, if it's got the Go symbol, it doesn't count.
Oh no, fuck that.
Tell
that to Joe Merrick. Do you see his tweet the other day where he's like, "Oh, I've got about 2 Pokemon left, and I've got the full shiny living decks." Then you look at your screenshots, and it's like, go.
Yeah, exactly.
Guarantee the comments on that were horrific.
I don't want to think about it.
This is a call-out post. Right, before we go, any pickups? I briefly, when I was in London, went into Brotherhood Games, which is a card shop on the south side of town. So it's weird because you go in and there's like 6 tables kind of up against one wall, and each table a guy was there like pricing cards and selling them on a laptop, pricing cards and on the other side is like a full like floor to ceiling wall of singles. All that stuff's really nice and it's like well laid out and stuff like that. The atmosphere though was like, it was really dark. When you walked in, no one looked at you. Like there were like heads in the laptops, and I had to be like, excuse me mate, to actually get them to open the singles wall and pick out a few. So I'd say selection 5 out of 5, service 2 out of 5. Although it's really easy to get to if you're in London, so it's perhaps worth it. Price 3 out of 5 because there was definitely a bit of that London upcharge that I was paying.
You came to Affleck's Palace. You saw the upcharge in there. That is that is a horrendously upcharged shop. Yeah. I like going in and looking around, but my god, the prices for cards in there are.
It's
wild.
Weird though, because so when I was in that Card Empire, was that one called the one in?
I think so,
yeah. And Mank, I got a Dark Blastoise for like kind of under market price, but it's always strange. You just have to. Collecting Pokemon cards, you have to play the field against eBay, and eBay is always well overpriced. So if you can beat eBay, you're winning. Yeah. But what did I pick up? I picked up the Terra Electric Mewtwo from Paradox Rift. Have I got a couple of? Is there some cards? There are some cards here. Also, I've randomly got like 5 packs of Obsidian Flames. These were from the premiere of Horizons. Like the cards are back in them. They have been opened.
Oh right. Okay.
Oh right.
You got good pulls from that, right? You got decent pulls. I got
Dick Hall. I think Nathan got decent pulls.
Oh right, was it Nathan?
Yeah. The ones from the premiere. I got some good ones.
Yeah. I picked up. This what's the best? Did I go super close or okay on the angle? I picked up the Serena EX. I picked up the Toxtricity EX. I picked up the Electric type Terra Mewtwo EX, which I think is a weird inclusion because it's just like, oh, we've not had a Mewtwo card in a while. Why don't we just fire them in here? Also picked up. Wait, there's a card behind us. Oh, we're getting out. Oh yes. This is just a random fire energy that I found amidst a pile of cards. I picked up Norman, a Gen 3 classic Norman.
Nice.
The Crustle Art Rare from Paradox Rift. And finally, just because I needed it from Scarlet and Violet, the Onkologne Full Art.
I would have just given you that.
But yes, any pickups from you lads?
Yeah, I picked up this Energy Switch and this Toxtricity.
Always opening a pack.
This Mousehold.
Okay.
And this Crocodile. And this Growlithe.
Mm-hmm.
And this Stonejourner. And this Energy Search. And this Toxel. And this Flabébé.
I can't even tell what he's done here. This is way more than a pack. And this. And it's Arbor. That's not even the same generation of cards. He's got a yellow border.
All right,
okay. And this code card. They're just on my desk.
Oh, fair.
I just don't organise my cards.
I was hoping we were starting a tradition where we pull a pack right at the end of the podcast.
I mean, I think that's a decent idea. When I was in the spa earlier, I was having a look. We'll do that going forward.
Well, it's expensive, but we'll see. Every week might be a bit much.
Just buy one pack. We'll rotate.
Right.
Booster box a week.
Right, Patreon starts next week.
Yeah, I mean, Joe's got a lot. Joe's got a lot of money. If he can spend his time criticising us when we say stupid things, he can pay us £100 a month to do this podcast.
Ross watches as well. Ross
let's just see which card place wants to sponsor us first. Do you know who I love? Magic Madhouse. Great service.
Oh, do you know what I like? Card Empire in Affleck's Palace. There,
yeah.
I didn't just shit on them.
Chaos cards can lick my balls. That's what I'll say right here and right now.
I remember we didn't swear once in the first podcast.
I know.
Well,
I haven't had any pickups. I literally, as I said earlier, I bought some 151 cards and I got absolute bugger all. I can't even remember what I got. That's how bad it was. Oh, do you know what? I got the Mr. Mime, and it wasn't the full art one. It was kind of like the cool, shiny artwork. That was basically the only thing I got from it. But for Christmas, my friends, I went to some friends' house, and we all had a nice Christmas. And one of them got me like a selection box of different silly little bits. And they got me 5 of those. You know, if you go to like an Asian supermarket, you can get the Pokemon soda cans, and there's like a Jigglypuff or whatever. Yeah, they got me a load of those. I had Fennekin, Psyduck, Gengar, Horsey and whatever, and I've been having them ever since, and that was really lovely.
Oh, I've just pulled a flying Pikachu VMAX.
Oh Jesus! Here we go. Right, we better get out of
Pikachu.
here because he's going to be here all day.
Yeah.
You can find us on Twitter at Secret Rare Pod.
Hey, look at Fairy Energy.
Subscribe
Fairy Energy.
subscribe to the
That's what
YouTube
I've
channel.
had in a while.
If you're listening to this on
Who wants
Spotify,
me box? Who wants me cardboard box?
Jesus.
please
It's from-
subscribe.
It's
Please
falling
subscribe to the
apart.
channel because Tom needs a new cardboard box. Look at him; he puts all his Pokemon cards in a shoebox. The poor boy. Until next
From
week,
the north.
it's from the north. Wooloo. Until next week, you can find us all on Twitter. I'm at Jordan Medlord. Tom is at Monkey Nook, and Nathan is at Nate and Destroy. We'll be back next week as we count down. I think the epilogue will be out by the time we record again. Is that
The
true?
11th. Yep.
Yes.
I've still not finished the DLC yet. I've got.
Oh,
two,
you
I've got two
clown!
legits
You've had
now.
about a year. You've had about a year. Get on with
Well,
it.
get through it.
Get on with it.
Yeah,
Get on with it.
the epilogue comes out on the 11th, and that may introduce a new mythical. Who knows? Not me.
Who can say?
Mhm.
How will we know?
Certainly not every single Pokemon website in the world. But until then, say goodbye, Tom.
Bye, Tom.
Say goodbye, Nathan.
Goodbye.
Shout out to Mareep, and we'll see you next week.